Now I gotta ask because I've been doing my research for the Attaxe project, and I know you're still with them and whatnot. There is a small kind of footnote in that you have an unreleased kind of album, and I just want to get some more information on this because I think Metal Blade Records was like interested in signing, and you guys went in the studio and recorded a full record, but it never got released.
Yeah, well, see, the story of that was um Attax had, like I said, when our demo came out, we started to not only get played in Cleveland, we started getting played on radio stations in different parts of America. College radio stations would message us back, say, "Hey, your demo is number 1 at our radio station," and it'd be like different cities, all kinds of cities, and we start to get really, really noticed, and we'd start doing showcases for. It wasn't just for them; it was for Epic and Island and IRS, and um, I have to say that we got out of our heads. Um, we our demo got to Metal Blade. Metal Blade sent us reached out to us. Hey, listen, we really like you guys. We hear you guys are doing great things. We want more music. Why don't you guys record something? And we sat down and said, okay, you know what? When we get together, and we recorded an entire album. And after that album was recorded, then the A&R guy from Epic heard and came, no, forget that. That's just an up-and-coming label. Okay. Epic is a big label. You don't want to be signed to Metal Blade. You want to be signed to Epic. And he flew us out to Chicago, and we did a demo for Epic. And we just shelved the Metal Blade album.
Interesting.
We just literally said, oh, well, we have better, bigger fish to fry. We figured and we just dropped it. And it just was, we did, basically, it was left as a rough recording without any really, initial recordings, without any of the, and, like imagine you sit down to do an album, and you do your first versions of the songs, and that's the way we basically left it. Never
There's
went back and actually
so
did any.
there's no thrills on it or anything like that. It's just like kind of bare bones and whatnot.
Yeah, it's just bare bones. It's practically, it's beyond live. You know what I mean? But it's like there's no hardcore, and the performances are just awesome. It's just like so great. The only trouble was, and I spoke to Pure Steel. Pure Steel's like, oh my God, we should release this album. The only problem is and it's just not me. When I first, it's a bit of a backstory for this. When I first got signed to Pure Steel, they were an up-and-coming label from Germany. And they were doing a lot of this releasing of demo stuff. They were like grabbing all these young bands that were, and releasing their demo stuff. And then when I became involved with them, I went to Germany and actually sat with the record label and, the people, the president, it's like a family, Andreas and Michaela and Marcus, and just sat there with all and said, you know what? I love this. The only trouble is I think it could be better. Because when you hear a Pure Steel record, it's like, hey, this is like the raw shit. Okay. But I say, when you listen to a Metal Blade album or a Nuclear Blast album, when you listen to these albums, you're not wondering what's the quality of the recording. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You know that you're going to love the music if you buy a Pure Steel record at the time, because that's the genre. You're going to love the music because it's metal, but you're not wondering if you pick up one of these labels if it's going to sound okay. And I said that's where the problem was, and we completely changed their format from releasing demos to actually having bands re-record and do amazing, amazing sounding stuff. So I can't go back now and then say, oh, by the way, we should release my 8-track album.
Well, why
Do you
not?
know what I'm saying? Well, because it's this kind of thing that I worked really hard with them to stop doing. Do
So
you know what
wait,
I'm saying?
so initially it was going to be re-released, and then
Yes.
okay, what
And
year
then
are
I
we?
basically in the conversation, you know what? Because we started doing quality control. We got not only we have the record label, we have a guy in Austria that does all the mastering. We went from releasing demoing stuff to releasing amazing, amazing sounding records. It has to be amazing. It just can't be okay. Can't be all right. It has to be great. And so
Okay.
then when we went and listened to the actual recording, say, okay, if you're going to use that as the line, this album is here. It's short of that line, and as you know, like so I'm not going to release something that just sounds
I got
it
it.
sounds right because